Hello everybody, hope you're all having a fantastic day. The title of this video is Simply Receive Your Twin Flame Union, the only thing that is real. Relax into that. People, places, habits and things are dropping like flies at the moment as a result of the very rapid healing that's occurring at this time. Anything that's draining one's energy is going. These energies don't have to be necessarily parasitic. No one's taking. There's just patterns, peeling away the layers that hold them in place. As you feel your feelings, you just discover deeper layers in consciousness. So it's just about discerning them. The energies that hold these things in place are usually in the realm of settling for less energy, looking outside of oneself for love, a codependent dynamic, and none of these things are anybody's fault. They're patterns that have probably been here for lifetimes. It's not even necessarily about letting go of people and situations. It's about following the feeling and unraveling the core reason why the situation is there. You already know in your heart it won't be anything new. You have to look at the pattern that holds any situation in place with your twin flame and how you feel about it and how you feel about getting rid of it. A common block is the belief that the divine is somehow denying one their good. I mentioned in the previous video about how the divine has got your good. And that is true, but the divine is not denying you your good. God's not holding your good over your head like a carrot and taunting you with it. I know it can feel like that at times. These are patterns that hold situations in place. So how do you feel right now about having your good? What is your relationship to the divine and love itself in your heart? What's the divine going to do? What isn't she going to do with your union? She's got the power to deliver it or not. So how does that make you feel? Are you trying to control what the blocks are instead of surrendering and trusting? Does your trust in the divine feel better than it did? We're not settling for less. So how does it actually feel? Do you feel like you'd like to relax into it a little bit more? Just a little bit more, or how about completely? A second, I'm getting a little bit warm here. So this isn't a process of having a bit more, it's about having it all. Can you sense the energy? No settling for crumbs or settling for less. You can have all of the divine, you can have all of love. You get to have your cake and eat it, and it's your cake. And it has all your favourite flavours. Meet what comes up, but it's not about trying to get rid of a situation or a person. It's simply about receiving your union. You don't have to get rid of anyone. You have to find the pattern, the way you feel about love that stops you from receiving it fully. Come from a place of trusting the divine. If you feel that you could do with trusting the divine a little bit more, what's the feeling about the divine? It's the process of trust, faith and believing. How does it feel to have these desires in your heart? It's beautiful to be so in love. How does it feel when these desires are not quite coming to fruition yet? A feeling of separation from the divine? Is there any separation really? Knowing that the divine has your union is also knowing that she's got the power to deliver it or not. So how do you feel about the divine in that space with that power? But why would the divine withhold your good? What's the fear? Go into the part of yourself that believes that good doesn't happen for no reason. Does the divine withhold love just because she can? Is that who God is? It's simply a projection onto God. It's a family or societal pattern. Deliver faith and reassurance to yourself here. The divine created us to live our truth with him. We're just returning to God's heart. He's invested in our return because collectively we are the twin flame of God. Take your time to receive God fully here. How does it feel now that God has your union? If it feels safe, relax into that. God's bringing you one piece at a time to work through. You don't need to search for the next piece. You'll get the inspiration in your next steps. No one can take your union away. You're always moving forward, so you don't have to worry about what your twin flame is or isn't doing. It's all progress. Your twin flame will have their own process, and it might not make sense to the naked eye, and we can't rationalize why they're where they're at. Even though they're you in another body, it can't be rationalized. If they have a block, and if they have to block you for a while because they're feeling something about something, it doesn't mean anything. It's not significant. It's nothing to worry about. Your progress, your choice to continue to love is the progress. It's an internal thing that's not seen on the outside until it's pretty damn close to completion. Find the patterns locking in illusory situations and really get clear on the pattern that they're dissolving. Refine the mirror exercise and get really efficient with it. It's a change of vibration that you're manifesting. It may not be noticeable until you've retuned quite a few threads of subtle frequencies. Do you feel that the divine withholds love to punish? Is this your relationship with love? We withhold love from ourselves, often sending it everywhere else except ourselves. You're deserving. You're worthy. You can't lose love. It may seem obvious, but it's a key block. It may seem terribly repetitive, and these bits can be boring, but it's fundamental. Pummel through it and get to the core. It will seem like the same old stuff. For example, not believing that you can have it, but get clear on what the pattern is. Ground in and take time to integrate into your new vibration. Stay on top of your everyday stuff. Everything in this work is a steady building of mastery. You will always be pointed deeper into love, to find where you're holding back and resisting love, and then a new layer unfolds. You're heading in such a great direction. You don't have to do anything for this love, because this love is just you. Your twin flame shows you how your relationship is with love. In any encounter, it's okay if you burst into tears in front of them. It doesn't matter how you look. You don't have to be dressed up or what your hair looks like. It doesn't matter what anyone's saying in the moment. It's just an exchange of emotions. And they're just testing the waters. They're seeing if you're still here, and does it matter if you speak regularly or not, or whether there's any distance or not. No, it doesn't matter. It's still here. It doesn't change. It's eternal. It's ever-loving. It's all about these final pieces of here it is, and stepping into the dynamic of I've already got this. I deserve it. There's nothing stopping you from being here. Union doesn't require your twin flame to be stood right in front of you. Union is in you. Your twin flame will automatically show up. Union doesn't require another person. If your twin flame goes to the shop, you still got your union. The awareness of the union is what's real, and everything else is not. Releasing X's can also be about releasing ego and illusion. The old, not necessarily about people. It's just an energy that's going. It can also relate to your twin flame releasing old energy as well as you go through this process. It's a process, for sure, week by week, that releases more and more. Release old patterns, the things that played out with other people, just old ways of relating. An old pattern, and it's just an old pattern, and that's why it's not important. It's not a pattern that's going to carry forward. It's just an old way of relating. Make sure that you regularly connect in your heart and speak to your twin flame. Notice in your heart when the conversation starts to get a little bit stuck, and apply the inner work there. When you feel that your energy is in a really good place, enjoy that. But naturally, by doing the inner work, we're continually going deeper, and then you hit another block. Or if you hit another block, don't worry, don't think that you failed or that you've created a block. There'll be blocks to negotiate all the way to harmonious union and beyond, to perfect union or full enlightenment. So don't worry. Don't think you've made it and then be discouraged when a situation comes up. You're just going deeper. But in your union, you're going to feel really good about going deeper because it's a different kind of work that you do together. You'll feel really good about it. That's what you want to have, and that's what the divine wants to bring to you. The divine won't disappoint you. The divine is what we find attractive in everyone, including ourselves. If you're not in contact at the moment, don't worry. Do the work and you will be. If you feel the urge to contact them, remember you're one and the same being. It's very important to follow your guidance, your divine guidance. Heal through everything before you send any message. Let all your feelings come up first. Get clear, come to a state of peace. That's what works best. It's not a waiting game. It's about us choosing ourselves and not withholding. If we imagine that the divine is withholding love, it's actually us that's withholding. Don't hold back. Give yourself the love you require and send a message if you want to. It's up to you. Okay, everybody, I'm going to finish off here. It was pretty complete. I really hope you enjoyed it and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.